Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Ali from Spoke and Thimble Homestead here in New Zealand. I decided when I was editing this video that it was actually going to be far too long, and so I have broken it into two different parts. I didn't have a lot of footage from the beginning of December, so there's a little bit of that over a few different days, and then we skip roughly a week till nearly the end of December. That's part one, and then part two covers the rest of December. That's enough from me as editing Ali today, so I hope that you enjoy watching this video. Good afternoon. It's Monday the 8th of December here in New Zealand at Spoke and Thimble Homestead, and I have just cut the cage of this apricot tree in half because the apricot needs to be liberated, and also I'm going to use the other half of the cage for another project I'll take you up to. And there we go, that's the top half of the cage removed. It'll be easier now to add some mulch around this tree, keep feeding it, give it some nutrition. It's a Moorpark apricot. I'm looking forward to the day when it fruits. Good morning. It's Thursday the 11th of December and I've been doing a little bit of scything. I thought I'd show you this beautiful hollyhock that's come out, making the place beautiful. I've been working on clearing this area here, full of long grass, and also down here is the weed matting from my little nursery area, and all of the plants that I've been carefully growing are here. Yep, it's a little bit of a mess, but some of them are still alive, quite a few strawberries. This rosemary's doing pretty well, just needs to be planted. And I was gifted the oak down there by the snake handle, and I just have a place to plant it. I've just got to get it in the ground, and these 4 manuka need potting up as well, so quite a bit to do. Bit by bit I'll get there. Good morning, it's Sunday the 14th of December and I've finally got through to the main path into the garden. A little bit puffed, but over a few sessions I got it done. And I made the path wide enough that I can pull in my cart and haul this pile of cut grass away. So this scything job is a little bit rough. It's what I call a first cut. There's lots of the thick tufts. I'll come back and I will cut some of them a bit lower, and I will also clean up on the weed matting where my nursery area is, so that I can pop some more plant starts out there eventually. Good morning, it's a lovely Monday morning here in New Zealand at Spoke and Thimble Homestead. I'm Ali, and today I thought I'd share a little bit of what I've been doing this morning. I'll try and do some filming later during the week, but since it's Christmas week and we have one of our lovely grandsons staying, we'll see how we go. So this morning I am down in our very grassy, what I call the bottom meadow, which is going to be one of my small forest gardens. So I'm a little bit warm, a little bit red probably, but that's okay. That's what happens when you have been doing a bit of scything in this long grass. Well, it's what happens to me anyway. So I will pause this and then I will flip my camera and I will take you for a little walk to show you what I have been doing and what we have planted so far. So in this back corner here, I'm just backing up. We've got so tall are some of our poplar that we planted 2 years ago in August 2023. They have grown fantastically. And then moving over here a little bit, we have some Egyptian willow. Had to think of the name there for a minute. I got a few pieces of that when I went to a Koanga Institute workshop here in Aotearoa in New Zealand last year, and they're doing quite well. My plan for those is to let them grow for another year, possibly 2, and then start chopping and coppicing them, because they will be good mulch for trees. So this is just a little bit of an overshot of this very grassy meadow. Spring, the rains, and it grows like fury, and I have a hard time keeping up. So my plan today is to plant some Tithonia. So we're going to take a small walk coming from this path which my lovely daughter cut with the weed eater. Yes, we do have a weed whacker as well, and sometimes I use it, but I haven't learnt to use that one just yet. So I use my trusty scythe. The wind's picking up a bit, so hopefully it doesn't get too windy. So coming in here, I've made a few spots here. There's one here, 2 here, there's another one there. That's not a spot, that's just a path. There's another spot here for another Tithonia where that stick is. And I guess if I hunt, I'll find the 4th one. This here is a Tagesasti tree lucerne that I planted, which is looking rather dead. But there is quite a big one over yonder. I'll take you and show that I plan to dig out. I'll go on a hunt and see if I can find the other spot. But so I don't walk around too much. There between my pear and an orange, I'm going to plant an acacia. Well, I think I actually planned for it to be in the middle of this stake and another one around about here somewhere, and then the acacia in the gap between the orange and the pear. I thought I'd finished my scything for the day because I was getting a bit tired, but then I decided to clear around the pear, which had a lot of long grass growing around it, because I want to cut that cage in half and reuse it to go around the plum. The plum is the Louisa plum, and I grew it from a stone. Again, I got the stone from Koanga Institute. And if I zoom in a bit, you can see that it's coming out the top of the bottle and it's a little bit cramped in there. The branches need room to spread. So the other half of the shelter from the pear I'll put around this plum. Then I can mulch and it will have room to spread. And then in winter I can easily cover it if need be. One of my other fruit trees here is my apricot. It's a moorpark. It's kind of hiding a little bit in the grass. It does have a cage around it. The dock there, I'm not worried about the dock. Full of nutrition. I will chop that and take its seed stalk off, but then I will pop the rest around the plant to help feed it. So as well as the apricot and the orange and the pear, and the plum, I forgot about the plum for a minute. There is an apple tree here which I self-grafted. However, I don't think this one's made it. I could leave it for another season or until winter and wait and see next spring. However, I do have another couple of apple trees which I self-grafted, so I will probably replace this one when the weather cools down a little bit. So the plum is there under that blue bottle, and coming along here a little bit we have a clementine mandarin which has had lots and lots of blossom on it, and I think it might be growing some fruit. If we look closely, there's a few, shadows, there's a few there. However, I'm well aware they may all drop off because it's its first season in here. The other fruit tree down here so far is a tangelo, and it also had heaps and heaps of blossom. Looks like it's got some fruit growing all down. Again, it may well shed its fruit. Sometimes they do that because the tree's very young, not very strong, and because it's putting its energy into roots and into the shoots and everything, sometimes it just drops its fruit. But we'll wait and see. Hiding in this cage is a mulberry. This is the second mulberry I planted. The other one I planted over there a little bit further, roughly in the middle of that patch, and I think it got just a bit too wet. So this one I've moved this way slightly, and if you look where you can see the tie, it looks like a lot of that might have died off. It looked okay when I planted it. It did have some shoots and leaves, and then over the winter it kind of lost them all, and then I thought maybe it was a goner, and then I saw that beautiful, came down one day just checking, and right down the bottom, right down the very bottom there, I saw that beautiful stalk. So I'm hopeful that it is actually now going to make it, and next winter I'll make sure to wrap it up to protect it a bit more from the winds and the frosts and everything down here. And apparently in time they are frost hardy, but when they're young they're quite tender. So I'm looking forward to that continuing to grow. Down by the stream here we have all of these beautiful big old willows. I think they all just self-seeded. That one towers up there, loses branches from time to time. Free firewood. Willow doesn't burn the hottest, but it burns. It still burns. We've also got quite a bit of tree lupin in here, and also some tagasasti. So these tagasasti self-seeded and grew far better than the ones that I had planted as seeds and grown, but I still might try and grow some more, or just dig up ones I've discovered are around here. So you can see a couple of them have been a bit denuded, and that is because I have been chopping off the branches and using them for mulch. My plan is to take out most of these ones here and to leave this big one. Yeah, no, sorry, this big one here. This is the main one, and I'm going to leave that, and these other ones I will coppice right down to the ground over time. So just before I go up and have some morning tea, I thought I would show you where the tagasasti is that I plan to take out. If you can pick it out, well done. It's that young one right there. So it's quite a good size, and I think it's a good enough size, and I can dig out enough of a root ball to be able to pop it up there near the berm and keep it watered and mulched over summer, and it should grow well. And then I walked myself up the bank there, through the convolvulus, the grass, come around here, and this is where we discover nature's, to me, wonders. So we come down here and we move this grass out the way. There's another tagasasti seedling. Sometimes you go to do something and then you discover you have to do another something before you do something you were going to do. So I went to grab my cart, forgetting that it was full of cut grass. So since I want to use it and I'm not ready to use the cut grass is going into the sacks, then my cart will be empty and I can load it up to go and plant some plants. Cart empty, only actually filled one sack, pretty much to the top. which I was going to go and chuck in the my potting shed to dry off, and then I thought, why don't I put it now where it's destined to go. This is my flower garden out the front here. Do a little pan across. Yes, on one side is grass. I've been slowly weeding it, but the beautiful dahlias have been coming up. So grass I often put down here as mulch, and today I have planted 3 sunflowers. The one right there just newly gone in, and this one down here, they are both Moulin Rouge, and the one right there beside Fred, yes, I name my gnomes, that one is a Pro-Cut White Knight. So I'm looking forward to when they flower. I've got a few more that I can pop in, maybe on the other side, maybe in my other garden. As you can see, especially zoomed in, lots of grass. Hiding in the grass right there, I believe, is the cosmos. Down here are a few more cosmos. That one's about to flower, and the calendula there in the middle is all self-seeded, and it is called Snow Princess. So I will likely have to pull some more of those out because they are kind of taking over a little bit. Looking at the flower garden from this side, yep, a bit more work to do. I'm hoping in the next few days I'll get most of this cleared before Christmas. Looks like there's another variety of calendula also snuck in there and likely self-seeded. And then most of the rest of it is dahlia. I do have a couple of peonies. There's one there and one there hiding in amongst the alyssum and the grass. So far they haven't done anything, i.e. they haven't produced any flowers, but I'm leaving them in for now, and hopefully they will get bigger and eventually they will produce some flowers. I'm really looking forward to seeing the colour that they will be. They were a mixed bag of 3. One of them didn't survive, but that's what happens sometimes in gardening. So as you just saw, we finished up in the flower garden. If you would like to see the rest of what happened on that day, then please tune in for part 2 of that particular day in the next video. I'd like to say thanks for watching, and from me to you, wherever you are in the world, fare thee well.